Sport is one of the most integral parts of almost every culture, and because of this, it's so rich in ethnic diversity. Almost every race or ethnicity has contributed to sports culture in some way, with many cultures being a part of our diverse sporting history. Sport gives an opportunity for people from different cultures and ethnicities to meet in different environments and put aside existing conflict and change the negative viewpoint of a certain culture.
Former champion Jelimo, Koskai, the runner-up in Beijing, Semenya, former world champion. And they're off in the women's 800 metres. Rather slow start for the Burundian newcomer, Neon Saba, but she's got time to make that up. And with the flower in her hair, it's Montano of the USA showing initially first here. Jelimo just behind her, and then coming across from the outside.
The part culture plays is important in today's sporting world, and without the diversity it needs, sport wouldn't be as good to watch or play.
At this early stage in the race, it's pretty quick as they pass through the 200-metre point. There's Savinova and Semenya at the moment, just a second from the back of this lineup. So Montano, who went an amazing 55 and a half down the home straight, and she's going to win by a huge margin. It's Savinova of Russia who wins. Yepkoskaya is tying up, and here comes Semenya lumbering along to come into second place there, and the other Russian Poistagova just dips, and I think she gets Jelimo with Montano, who took the early lead there.
Decimos no al racismo.
Nei tegen racisme.
Nein zu Rassismus.
Non au racisme.
No al racismo.
No to racism.
Discrimination is an extensive problem in sport because it stops communities globally functioning properly, as their focus is on bringing the discrimination to a halt and not providing the opportunity for young people to play sport. Some people may not be able to see it, but behind the scenes of sport, the cultures are what makes it possible. With cultural diversity in sport, there are more people and teams in sporting competitions to make it enjoyable, and the amount of money brought into communities will rise. After experiencing Samoa's sports culture, what are your views on it compared to New Zealand's?
Well, I think Samoa's a bit more passionate about their sport than New Zealand.
I mean, you had to pay 2 tala to get into an under-13s game, and it was nationally televised.
As a Samoan, what opportunities are there for Samoan people to be a part of our global sports community?
Well, I think they have many more opportunities than they used to, as people are starting to realise that Samoa is a lot more than just a small island in the Pacific. I mean, it took rugby 8 years to realise that they should have been included in the World Cup.
After playing sport in New Zealand, do you feel you've been mistreated as a Samoan?
Well, I personally haven't been mistreated, but I've heard stories about other Polynesians who have needed to bring in documentation of their age because they're too big for their age groups.
For your time, Charles. Discrimination in sport causes hate against cultures, which leads to certain cultures not wanting to participate in sports, lessening the diversity it needs. What was it like experiencing a new culture through sport?
I mean, it was just an amazing experience. It was really cool to see their style of life as well as the style of the sport they play. Yeah, just a really cool experience.
Now that you've researched cultural diversity in sport, why do you think it's important in today's sporting community?
I mean, it allows us to have our major sporting events like the Olympics and the Commonwealth Games and the Rugby World Cup. If we didn't have that cultural diversity, we wouldn't have the number of competitors. It wouldn't be as exciting to watch the different styles of games. Yeah, just sport wouldn't be as good as a whole without cultural diversity.
If we don't preserve cultural diversity in sport, how do you think it will affect sport?
As I said before, without cultural diversity, we wouldn't have our major sporting events. I don't think many people would be interested in sports without the culture. We wouldn't have like a worldwide community like we have at the moment. So I guess it would affect it in the way that we wouldn't have all the things we have in our sports now.
One way to showcase the importance of cultural diversity is to have a sports culture day. The day could encourage people to take part in sports that consist of different cultures. In schools, students could learn about cultural diversity in sport. Cultural diversity in sport is something to treasure and preserve for our diverse sporting future.